Hello everyone and welcome back to Project 2. Sorry about that. We are going to be doing the envelope that's going to go with our Project 1. So we've just done this. If you've just come on and you haven't seen, this was Project 1. We've just made this. Now we're going to make an envelope for that to go into. Hopefully it works. So let's come down and get started. If you come on and you haven't been on here before, my name's Teresa Brown. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Have been in Australia for 19 years, coming into my 20th, and so excited to be here with you today to create for our children. It's a lot of fun. Grandchildren, great-grandchildren, you name it, we can create for them. Sorry about my hand for a minute. Okay, so we've got our little package that you would have got in the mail, and you think, oh my God, doesn't come with very much, does it? It does come with a A4 piece of paper as well. Okay, so you need that. I'm going to have to put that closer to me so I can see where I'm going to score. Okay, so you've got a piece that's going to go on the front that you can decorate up, and you can put a strip across here to add your address or stick your address label on there. So we'll do that in a minute, but let's have a look at what we're doing. We're starting off with our paper trimmer and our A4 piece of paper, which you would have got in your project kit. Okay. So we're going to be scoring 1.5 centimetres. So that's between the 1 and the 2. The long one between the 1 and the 2, you can sort of see up here on this side. It's easier to do it on this side, because then that way you can also line it up down the bottom here as well. Make sure it's always tucked up nice and neat against the top of your paper trimmer up here. And I am explaining a little bit more because I know we have got some new beginners with us and I want them to feel comfortable. So I'm just going to score it a couple of times, up and down. So we've got 1.5 centimetres, and then we're going to turn it around to the other long side, and we're going to do exactly the same. Now this video won't take as long as the first video. First video we had a lot, but this one won't take us long. So we're going to score up and down 1.5 centimetres. Then we're going to turn the cardstock around, and we're going to do 12 centimetres. So we're going to place this side to the 12 centimetres. Make sure your paper's right up against the top. Your 12 is right up here. Okay, so check out your 12 centimetres. Pop the edge of your cardstock to it and come down and score at 12. That's your bottom. And then we're going to turn it around and we're going to line it up at 4 centimetres. So 4 centimetres is here, and that is your top. So once again, we're going to do that. Hopefully we got that right now. Then we're going to do some folding and cutting. Okay, so we're going to do some folding and cutting. I'm going to share with you how we're going to do this because I've got a little template here that I have done. Okay, so then we've got a little bit of cutting to come out of the bottom section. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to score it. Okay, so grab your bone folder and give your nice paper a bit of a score. And we're going to score the bottom bit up, which is here. Then we're going to come down and we're going to score those 1.5 centimetre sides. The same with the other side. Okay, so get your scorer started on it. It will follow the score line. If you start pressing down on your bone folder, it will follow the score line, which is fantastic. Now, to do the rounded, if you haven't got a rounded punch, I quite often get asked when you're doing an envelope, you haven't got a rounded punch, how can you do something on there? So let's cut this bit out and we'll do the top bit first. So we're going to cut out this little bit here. So right along the score line, and then we're going to cut down on the score line. Sometimes you have to just turn it slightly to get the light so that you can sort of see where you're cutting, okay, because it just depends on the light in your house and everyone's different, so you might have to just turn it around until you can sort of see where that score line is for you to cut. Okay, so this is a neat little trick. It's a neat little trick. Grab a circle punch. I mean, I have got a corner rounder. Here's a scrap, so I'm just going to grab this. Grab a little punch. So you can do it either way. You can line this up so it's just coming to the edge here and the edge of the fold here. Grab your pencil so that you line it up here and here. Grab your pencil and you can draw your circle that way. Okay, so once again, we used to have to do this years ago before we actually had corner rounders. So this is a very old technique, this one, just using the round punch. Whoop. But you can also use the inside bit as well if you want to. Like, you can line that up and that up, just so you can see the edges, and then you can just do your round bit that way. So you can use either side. Once you've done that, you want a rubber as well, because you never cut right on the pencil line. Though I have right then, but sometimes you don't. And if you've got it like this and you're not quite sure, grab that rubber out and redo it, because how did I get some black ink on there? I don't know, but rub that out, because it's going to confuse you if you have more than two lines. You only want the one. So line it back up, edge to edge, grab that pencil and draw around. You only want that one line there, because if you have too many lines, it gets too confusing to cut. It's just a little tip I've learned over the years, because sometimes you do 2 or 3 lines and then you think, oh, now I don't know where I'm cutting. So that's how you can do your rounding on this one here. Now on here also we're going to cut up to this score line. So up here and across. So we're going to cut, or you can cut across and down, whichever way you want. So I'm going to cut across to the score line. Then I'm going to cut across to the score line. You can do this on your paper trimmer if you want to. If you feel comfortable doing it on your paper trimmer, you can cut these on your paper trimmer. Or you can do it by hand, whichever way you want to do it. It's easier with a little bit bigger scissors sometimes, because you've got a bigger cut, but that's okay. Take that bit out. I'm going to turn this around because it depends where the shadow is in your house, to which makes it easier for you to see your fold line. And remember, it's handmade. Then cut this into a little pick here. And cut this into a little peg here. This is one of the envelopes I use over and over and over again, this template. It is so easy to measure your card and make your envelope to the card with this. Okay, so this is what's going to go in here. So you can sort of see there's plenty of room for it to go in. It's going to come across. And you can sort of see it's got plenty of room to put that card into. So when you're doing it, you want to, when you put your card in, you want to leave a 0.5 from the edge of your card on each side, and then measure from the 0.5 where you're going to, that 0.5 is where you're going to do that score line down. Okay, so bring it out 0.5 from the edge of the card, and then that will give you the 1.5 line. That's how I've worked it out there. And the same with the bottom part here, and a little bit up the top as well. You've got probably nearly 0.5, not quite. But that's how you can work it out for any size card that you're doing. So when you actually have done that, you're going to bring your envelope in this way. Make sure that you use your bone folder, and make sure that your top can close down too, because sometimes you haven't cut enough off these little peaks up here. So you want to make sure that this can fold down, and you want to make sure that this can fold up. Now the one thing you don't want to do is put glue on this. One thing you don't want to do is put glue on this part here and here. You want to put it on this part here and here. Now I'm just going to tidy this up just a fraction, because I have gone off the score line a little bit. So this is the part where you want to glue, because this is going to not go all the way to the top. Okay, grab our glue, and we just want to put some glue here. You can use tear tape if you want to as well. Some people prefer tear tape for envelopes because it's not as messy. And then some on this side as well. Don't go right to the bottom, because it's got the little cut wedge, so you don't want to go right to the bottom. You want to come up a little bit, and then hold your ends in and press down. Beautiful. Just make sure that you use that bone folder, give it a good score up the side. Don't have overly bulk glue, or it will come out the edges. You don't want that to happen either, okay? Now you've got your front panel that you can put on. So you can decorate this up as much as you want, but I'm just putting mine on plain. Line him up, put him into pretty much the same sort of border all the way around. These are beautiful if you, especially if you're hand delivering too, but they're very strong envelopes when you're sending them through the mail. Now we're going to put this on, or you can put this side, depending on which side you want. I'm going to have the mushrooms up, but you can put whichever side you want. Now hopefully you've all got a long piece of card to go on the front of yours. I forgot to cut mine. Okay, so I'll show you this one. Have I got a piece here? I can cut a piece anyhow. That's nearly as long. So let me just cut a little bit. This can be as wide as you want it. I'll make this one a little bit wider so that you can sort of see you can make it wide as you want, or as thin as you want to do your address on. So, and then you just glue this on the inside. This one's a more narrow one, but this one I can have a little bit thicker. So if you don't like the one that I've given you in your kit, you can always change it to a thicker one, because it just depends on the person that you're going to give it to. Okay, and then the last thing I do is I just grab a little bit of tear tape. Hopefully I've got enough left on this. And I just bring this along to the top here of my envelope. And when I'm ready to use it, I can just rip the back off it and seal it. I'm just going to come back down this way a fraction. So now that's ready to be able to be sealed straight over. I can just take the back off when I need to. And my card will fit into my envelope. And you can just set these up. So, beautiful project. I know this one was a really quick one, but this one took a lot longer. So I'm trying to maximise the times out. Did anyone... Hi, Kim. Good to see you on. Hi, Kay. You're back again? Oh, you got to go. You got visitors. That's okay. So has anyone made their own envelopes like this? Because I've been making this type of envelope for many years, before the punch board come in, before we had corner rounders. It's been a long time. So 40 years, maybe even nearly 50 years. That tells my age, doesn't it? So, yeah, so they just match up really beautiful. So project 1 and project 2 is done. We are going to take a quick 5-minute break while I get organised for project 3, and we'll be back with that. So we'll see you very, very soon. Just come back and join me in 5 minutes. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.